Oh my gosh, guys, long time no see, long time no see. I don't think I've touched my podcast in, I was about to say a year, but it probably has almost been a year. It probably has almost been a year. And I don't think I posted anything on YouTube in 3 months now, but that's because I've been in college, trying to adjust to the college life, and I need to do better on recording my college experience so I can make vlogs to kind of give you an insight into what I'm doing. But I'm doing good. I hope all is well for each and every one of you. And yeah, I've just been adjusting to college, just navigating all that comes with it, and trust you'll be hearing all about it because I have content ideas based on the things I'm learning about myself in college for days. So stay tuned for that. I'm honestly thinking about calling my podcast College and Confidence. I mean, yeah. I mean that fits because I will be in college for the next 4 years, so I can ride that bandwagon until I graduate. And even if I go to master's school, it's still college and confidence because essentially I'm talking about confidence, insecurities, which is on the opposite spectrum of confidence, and just everything in between. And I think it's very catchy, it's very fun. If you have podcast name suggestions, let a girl know down below. You know, this channel is very versatile. I'm talking about trauma in the Black community today, and tomorrow I'll be talking about Boots, the new show on Netflix, the industrial military complex, and being queer in the military. So trust me, we're very well versed. But today I wanted to talk about the sentiment that love does not dismiss harm done. And I'm speaking of this from the perspective of parents who feel as though they just feel threatened whenever their children come and talk to them about their traumatic experiences at the parent's hand. They immediately say, oh, you're ungrateful, I loved you, I sacrificed, I did everything under the sun, I walked the deserts for 40 days and 40 nights, you're just so ungrateful. No, we're not ungrateful, we're just healing. And you feel as though that just because you're a parent, that there's a lack of accountability. So yeah, we're not ungrateful, we're just healing. I will flat out say it, despite every fiber in my being wanting to reject the notion of what I'm about to say out loud. My mind is completely undermining the fact that I will admit out loud, I had a traumatic childhood. I admit it. They're about to come crucify me, like, for saying that out loud. Will I have certain family members trying to come for me and say that I'm overstating it? Yes. But that would be because those that were complicit in your abuse and trauma go up into arms when you say that the stuff you went through actually affected you. Your daddy that beat you, your parent or caregiver that, there's no good way to say this, beat you, traumatized you, abused you. The second you come to them and try to acknowledge that, suddenly you're just the worst person in the world for wanting to acknowledge that. Suddenly you're ungrateful. Suddenly you're the worst child in the world, even though you did everything right. You got the good grades. You didn't cause any trouble. But the second you bring up that T word, trauma, and the A word, abuse, suddenly everybody on mute. They don't like to talk about that. Or better yet, they'll acknowledge it in a joking manner months, even years down the road after it happened, because it would be too much for them to acknowledge the full scope of the situation. We'd rather laugh, ignore, and tell people to pray. It's always freaking pray about it. Anyways, we'll talk about black people in the church another day. I don't know if I can talk about it though. No, I can, because nobody can beat my butt. I'm grown. And they always say forgive and forget instead of sitting down and taking the time to process emotions, like on an individual level. Like they would rather do that than validates you in your want to sit down and take the time to process your emotions, but also you wanting to hash it out with the people that were involved in the situation. Forgiveness is supposed to benefit me, the person affected, but in these cases, they want forgiveness so they can feel like they're a better person, so they can sleep at night while your mind and your body deals with the dysregulation caused by the event. Because the body keeps score. There is a book titled The Body Keeps Score, and I have yet to read it, but I really want to. But sometimes I often steer away from having to acknowledge that, hey, traumatic shit happened and it's affecting me in many ways. So I am also complicit in this as well. But at least I'm acknowledging it and I'm trying to work on it. Some people don't acknowledge it, let alone want to work on it. So I think I'm doing better than the vast majority. Yeah. But the body keeps score. I can forgive and forget, but my body will never forget how it felt. My body will never forget that nauseating feeling, thinking like that came from the event. Like you know the body keeps score. Think back to an event that really hurt you. Are you feeling that same feeling in your chest right now? Or whatever part of the body that affected it? Yeah. So don't tell me that the body doesn't keep score. The Black community likes to act as though love is the solution, the justification, the elixir to soothe what you've gone through. Wouldn't your love for me have prevented this bad thing from happening to begin with? If you love me so much. If you love me so much. It's always, I love you, I tried my hardest, and yes, I agree that you as a parent, caregiver, family member, friend, ex-partner, loved me and tried your best with what you knew based on your upbringing, but don't act as though me holding you accountable negates that love. Two things can exist at one time, and they often do exist at one time. We as a people, but especially as Black people, have to get over so many things to genuinely be successful and free. If I had to talk about that, we'd be here for a good couple days, because each topic can last 3 to 4 hours within itself. But firstly, we need to get rid of these egos and this innate feeling that your children, family members, and friends calling you out on how you harmed them immediately discredits the love that you have for them. That's not the case, and you know it. You know that's not the case. When you don't call your parents out. I'm talking to the older generation. I know y'all don't call y'all's parents out. But in your head, you're like, oh, that woman did so. But they still love me. Reverse that. But you're the parent that did the harm. And your child is the one that is being put upon. You know that you didn't love your parent any less because of what they did to you. So why do you assume that your own child would love you any less because of what you did to them? The L word is a strong thing. Love will have people staying through the craziest situations. Maybe it's my avoidant attachment or whatever they say talking, but deuces, I'm out. But it's different when it comes to family, because that's blood and that's the people you know. Like, those are the people that you should be able to count on. Those are the people that have been a part of your support system, like even before you were on this physical plane, when you were in the womb. So of course it's harder to just break ties, break relations with them, and engage in behaviors or holding them accountable when you know that it can lead to the dismantling, like a fallout. Nobody wants to deal with that, especially with people that they've known for so long. Let's say you have a conversation between a mother and a daughter, and the daughter is talking to the mom about how the mom taking the anger of her day-to-day life, of her marriage out on her daughter affected her. Not once in that interaction did the daughter say that this traumatic event undermines every good thing you've ever done for me, every sacrifice you've made, and the love that you had for me. We're just so used to saying, oh, well, we made do with what we had and you came out okay. Let's just completely dismiss the obstacles that came with that journey. You would think that because we're okay now, that puts us in a good place, headspace, whatever the case may be, to reflect on that. We're in a good place now. So let's take the time to reflect so that we can be in an even better place. That's just my way of thinking, but you know they don't like that T word, trauma and therapy. You know they don't like that A word, accountability and acknowledgement. So we just got to do what we got to do. But yeah, this sentiment raises people and teaches them that it's okay to accept bad treatment, or better yet, to not acknowledge the bad treatment and to just go about day-to-day life acting as though it never happened, it wasn't that big of a deal. Yes, it was. And it's okay to admit that. I don't like the sentiment in the community that, oh, you're too soft, you're too vulnerable, everybody's too woke now, everybody's too sensitive. Excuse me for thinking that my great-grandma getting her head bashed through. But excuse me for thinking that you shouldn't stay with the man that cheated on you. Excuse me for thinking you should leave the marriage. I know y'all weren't able to back then, but still. It wasn't right then and it wasn't right now. The only difference is societal reaction to certain things. And yeah, that's really the only thing that changed. It's frowned upon now. It was bad then and it's bad now. It's just the way we view it. It's the way we perceive it. We're not soft. We're not sensitive. We're just being emotionally vulnerable and available. That's something you all need to learn. Do you know how vulnerable someone has to be to come to you and try to hash out their feelings towards you in the situation and then to be turned down because of your ego? That's why you end up with these non-confrontational kids who don't have a backbone. So that way when they get into the real world, they don't know how to handle confrontational situations or engage in discourse because you never let them have civil discourse in your household growing up. It was always seen as disrespectful. It was always seen as being ungrateful, as da-da-da-da-da-da. It's always ungrateful. It's always take what we can get. Take what we can get. No. We've come too far and have too many options now for us to just take what we can get. You can have standards. And that's okay. It's not going to kill you. It's okay to turn your nose up a little bit and be a little, don't stop taking the first option. And I know that's kind of different from what we were just talking about, but don't take the first option just because it's there. In the Black community, it's, we should be grateful, like we're being seen, we have representation, and it's one extra in a crowd of white. Don't take it just because it's there. Take it because it's good for you and will be impactful and fulfilling to you. But anyways, that's my little TED Talk, my little rant about love does not dismiss the harm done. I hope you all enjoyed this segment, episode, video, however you're viewing or listening to this. And I will catch you in the next one. Be sure to subscribe to all my social medias and find the other ways that you can watch and listen to me on podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one.